Hey, it's me again, Kimberly with Inner Awakened Mastery. So, in my intro, hello to you video that I just did, I talked about how when I went into awakening and how I connected with my own inner awakened mastery within inside of me. And that in that journey during that time period, I was handed tools to help others, to share with others, to help them navigate through these difficult times. So, what happened in that with me? Okay, so what happened was, as I was doing massage, I went to massage school. And as soon as I went to massage school, I knew things about people. It just happened to me. It was spontaneous. I could see into bodies. I thought it happened to everybody because I didn't know any different. There wasn't anything outside of my realm of consciousness with it. So I just assumed it happened to everybody. So within that, I saw these little threads that were tangled into people's energy, into their systems, actually into their organs, and the threads went all the way out into all of their energy field and wrapped around into their consciousness. And so the more I worked with these and I would ask Spirit, what is this? They told me that it was the matrices. So I was seeing the construct of mind and the matrices within that and how our own consciousness gets tangled in that and we get all knocked around from it. So what they did was give, when I say they, I mean the group that calls itself the greater aspect to me. So what they did was they started showing me how to help people unravel these constructs that was in their system that actually caused physical disease patterns within their body, and then how it wrapped through the consciousness. Okay, so in that process of that, I watched those collapse, and they gave me different tools to be able to go in and help people dismantle that energy. And when we work on our own shadow aspects, the aspects that are hidden, when we start releasing that and bring them into the light, they turn into a superpower, a gift for us to be able to use in this lifetime. So I was taken through all of those processes myself, and Spirit started. I I wasn't seeking work outside of me anymore because Spirit would come to me, and I would receive these downloads and then be worked on in that way. So that's how all of that happened, and that's what the matrices are and how I saw that. So not only did I see how these constructs connected into the mind and into our consciousness, and we believe this, we would believe this about us, but it's not only individually, it's also in groups, like in demographic areas where people live at. I see certain patterns in that way. So the more that I worked with this, I found out that I could do this in groups, and that I could actually be setting in not just individually, but within groups of people, and seeing the matrices that they shared in common, and how to help hold the energy to release that. So when I drop into my heart and connect to divine of all that there is, and the divine harmonic matrix, because there's that, the one that's not corrupt, when I can connect into that and transmit those energies, then there's a field of coherence and harmony that happens, and that container helps support individuals and groups so they can release from the distorted matrices that's all connected within the mind. So that's what happens. That's what happens when I'm working on people, when I'm working with groups. That's the energy that I witnessed happen. So with that, that gave me several different techniques to help support people. There's one, how to disconnect from the mind matrices. I use it all the time when I'm holding space to process, facilitating group energies, and when I'm doing individuals. And then how to connect into the infinity grid of Gaia. And that's when we drop in and feel the support from her and what it's like to be supported here on Earth. So those are some of the processes that they've handed to me. And in my membership group that have had, but I'm creating even more of that. Those processes are in there of how to be able to take those and use those in your everyday life. And that when you feel like you've got stuck in the matrix again and you're stuck in the muck and you don't know who you are and you think that you're one of them and you're back in with the muggles, and that you're feeling like you're being bounced around by all the muggles in the world, then it helps. It helps be able to release from that and expand your consciousness into another level. So that's what my whole Inner Awakened Mastery program is based on, is the processes that the greater aspect gave me. And you know, what they told me is they didn't give me anything, that I already had this, that all this information was already downloaded into my consciousness before I came here in this lifetime, because it's accumulated knowledge from all of my lifetimes and all of my parallel existences and all of my parallel aspects that are out there working in all kinds of other dimensions. And so it's me tapping into that. You too can do that. You too can tap in to all your accumulated knowledges and gifts and integrate that energy and use that here, now, in this time we call now. Okay? Or you can go into one of your other existences and use it in one of those. Because we're all out there doing work all the time. We do a lot of work in our dream time. So that is what this work is about, and that's what I do. And so I'm just coming on to explain that. There's been questions to me lately about what it is that I actually do with people, and sometimes it's hard to explain because there's no words in humanity's language to explain the unexplainable sometimes, because all of those are mind constructs that have dumbed us down in ways. Because when we all expand into the awakening states that we can be in, then we'll be telepathic, so a lot of the words won't even need to be used anymore. So that's what's going on with me, and thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to Earth. Thank you for being the gift that you are to humanity. And may you be amazed by your own superhero powers that are within you, that have always been within you. And may you tap into that energy and be that source of that, and that living vortex that you are, the emissary that you came to be to humanity, the parts of humanity that's good, and that you came to be that light to that. And when you carry that reflection of that, then the world will begin to change. Somewhere along the way, the world will begin to change. And we came here to bring that hope that light will spark, and that we will see these magical alchemy miracles, that we'll pull all of that back in from all of the times that we've ever used it, and to be able to use that now and to manifest our true abundance. Okay, so thank you for being here. Bye.